Hey guys, this is Tom Box. Welcome to Meta Trends on MST.TV, and today, like you guys, I was super curious about what were the top performing decks of week 1 of post Cyberstorm Access. And I put it upon myself to do the difficult task of going on the internet and looking for answers, whether it be from Facebook or YouTube or wherever people are willing to post their deck profiles and results. And honestly, I love it when people have their top cut mats because I can believe them a little bit more, gives them a little bit more of credibility behind the stuff that they're choosing to do. So I really like that. And there's like a ton of locals or lower level profiles that are still out there that I also had to siphon through. So you know what, with that being said, this is going to be a bit of a starting point for us to see what we're moving forward with the format. So this is going to be the top performing decks of week 1 post Cyberstorm Access. And guys, before we jump in too deep, don't forget to check out MSTmerch.com. We got a lot of exciting things happening in the coming weeks. You guys have been asking for the Ulti Instincts nonstop. I have heard you. I've read the emails myself. They are coming very, very soon. And I got a new surprise coming up. Can't really show you. I want to keep it all a big secret, but it's going to be good news for everyone that's going to be on MSTmerch.com. Whether you be picking up sleeves, mats, box dividers, supplies, anything for your TCG needs, you can go to MSTmerch.com, and believe me, a lot of this stuff has helped me organize my collection, and it's nice and neat, saves me a lot of time, so I can get back into dueling more often. And if you guys want to protect your foil sleeves, we also got over sleeves for you. Check it out, MSTmerch.com. Thank you guys for your support. I can't do this without you guys, and let's begin. This isn't in any particular order, but we're going to start off with just getting rid of Cashier. They're still really strong. There's no ban list, so there's no real need to look into the details about them. They've just adapted themselves a little bit better. They play enemy controls in the main deck now, just because they have to deal with more tokens spat out from, Gold Pride giving them a token on their side that can't be linked off. So there's a lot of changes there, but Arise Heart and the playstyle of Cashier, they're still technically, they're a 1cc deck. In other words, 1-card combo deck as well with just Unicorn or the field spell. So we get that. Arise Heart putting macro effect on the board just puts everyone, especially the new decks, on the back pedal, such as like Super Heavy Samurais and the Punk cards for Gold Pride Punk. It's just really difficult for people to play, and so yeah, this deck is still around. And if they start off with a D shifter, it's all the same. It's really messed up how strong this deck is still, and we're just gonna have to wait and see for a ban list. But yes, they do have a lot of top cut performances in this post first week of Cyberstorm Access. Number 2, Branded Despia. With new lines of play added from the new cards from Cyberstorm Access, we have Quem that gives him more of a synchro line access, as well as the Despian synchro monster Lulu Ray Lilith, and that monster gives Granguinol more disruption than ever because you can go into that monster instead of just Proskinian or Coeuritis. And some of the players are just looking forward into playing a more synchro heavy build by adding Bystials back into the mix and just focusing on more synchro plays, which makes a lot of sense. They are 6s and the Quem is a level 4. And there's a ton of other ways to get tuners onto the field, such as even playing the Incredible Ecclesia. So there's just a lot of different ways that they've been really branching out, and some of the people that have been finding success have been pushing more towards the synchro builds. But I'm not going to write off the people that are more focused on the fusion line, but we're going to have to wait and see how the format develops as we see more and more people play Branded Despia basically at its max capacity. Deck number 3 is going to be Super Heavy Samurai. This one is no surprise. I mean, people do expect that this 1cc, 1-card combo deck to be really powerful, especially with 12 1-card starters. And, that's something that translated directly from the OCG and localized to our own local scene. So they are the unbreakable board status deck, and being the most consistent, most of us are going to adapt our hand trap line and counter line in the main deck for this deck because it's too consistent. If you leave it unchecked, it would probably become top tier. Even if Cashier is here, they're not completely blown out of the water. Even if the Arise starts on the field, they play Gamma to answer that particular card, although you can't do the whole Pot of Prosperity into the Gamma, forcing them to activate and just triggering the Gamma. It's something that you're gonna have to at least trade 1 card to if you're gonna be using Gamma to answer that. But there's also the problem. This deck is very strong, but it does come with a fair share of weaknesses that we've seen over the weekend, and I had the honor of experiencing that firsthand. I played 1 tournament with Cashier, just won that one. That was great. And then the other one, I swapped decks into playing Super Heavy Samurais, and I had a bit of a struggle. Not gonna lie, I just ate all the weaknesses. I've gotten drolled, I've gotten de-shifted, I got hit oddly enough with what's that trap card? There can be only one, and goes in match. Remember, Wakashi's a dark, So Wakauchi's Dark really came in a really bad way this time, and really screwed me over because I couldn't summon out any Earth monsters and kind of skipped my turn. So there's a lot of little weaknesses. One of them was supposed to be Baguska, but Baguska, there's an answer for Baguska by attacking in defense mode using Super Heavy Samurai Ninja, a Samurai Ninja, Sarutobi. That's right, Sarutobi Sensei is here to attack in defense mode, much like Scareclaw Cashier, and that can run over the Baguska, and you can play in the main phase too. Abyss Dweller, another way for you people to adapt, and this is meta trend after all, so I want to talk about how people are adapting to it. If there is an Abyss Dweller, your opponent's going to be a bit scared to just shotgun the card unless they have a negation packed next to it. And this being a deck that has a ton of hand traps, there are ways to answer it, they are going to be a bit more skeptical. So if they decide to shotgun it, you might gamma them, but if they don't shotgun and wait till the main phase till you drop your first monster, what if your first monster was a kaiju? So they had to make that decision there. So they don't get an auto win simply because they have the turn skipper card. They still have to be smart about how they activate it, and that's kind of my spiel about Super Heavy Samurai. I'm sure a lot of the weaknesses will be adapted even further as people play test more and more. So this is the deck to kind of keep your eye on what people are doing and keep up with the trends. You know, you can also subscribe to MST.TV, and I'm going to share with you guys anytime those trends kind of come up in meta trend episodes. Deck number 4, Gold Pride Punks. This deck is giving Cashier its run for its money because Cashier going second against this deck is really rough. From all the trap cards to just Nitride giving you a really annoying token that you cannot link off, it becomes a big problem, forcing Cashier to play a lot more enemy controller just so that they can tribute it off at the very least. But then even if you use enemy controller, they're going to take one of your monsters, and so they still have a monster on the field, so they can't get that free special summon to kick off their plays, which is why it's really annoying. Now in terms of its performance, Aiden Salas in Portland Regional finished 3rd place, so congratulations, and he went for a different route compared to, you know, what I set up for the foundational build, which was to focus more on Psychic End Punisher. He did have Psychic End Punisher, of course, because it's still one of the best monsters, but he has a full rank 8 package available to go into Hope Harbinger to answer to players going into Drone Lockbird against him, and he definitely focused more on to countering plays more than anything, especially when there's the triple attack in the build as well. So, you know, triple attack, obviously a very solid choice, but also the additional synchro monster of using Dragite. There are many times where you have a synchro monster, you can only go into an 8, especially with Rollerballer and a 3, and you're like, what's a good monster? Apparently one of the best options would be going into Dragite because Captain Carry is a water, so you're going to end with a water in the graveyard regardless, and so you're going to have a spell trap negation. So that's also like one of the trends that people are moving forward with Gold Pride, and look forward to seeing how they evolve post ban list, because this is being a deck that just got released and it took 3rd place. While a lot of people underestimated the deck, I have to say this is going to be one of those decks that will probably, you know, be full of surprises. Deck number 5 is going to be Mathmex. The set's name is called Cyberstorm Access, so of course there's going to be some level of cyber support, and that's going to be in the form of Firewall Defensor. Firewall Defensor, after reading the card, I realized, hey, this card is, sure, it might lock you into Cybers, but who cares about that, as typically when you're playing Mathmex, you're going to lock yourself into Cybers at some point. But that card literally acts as 3 monsters. If you use it as a material, it will summon out a Firewall monster from the deck. Okay, and then that monster just happens to be Firewall Guardian. Firewall Guardian can summon itself back from the graveyard once, so I think it acts as 3 monsters in one, which gives him really strong follow-up with just 1 monster. So that's one of the additions that have been added to the deck. Yeah, ridiculously powerful nonetheless, and they still have, of course, the standard opening board that they can do to try to negate your stuff, and they have the follow-up of the access code OTK. They play 2 access code target because, well, I guess even if Cashier wasn't a thing, they'd probably still play 2 access code. That's just my guess, because it's just that good of a card for them. Aside from that, don't have as much information regarding like the melding of Mathmex and Teller Knights. I mean, I've seen Teller Knights with a few Mathmex cards in there to help them extend, just getting them into the rank 4 range and just giving them additional bodies. But at that point, I kind of wonder, like, why don't they just play like Sakitama or something like that? But I don't have enough information on that deck. But, you know, Mathmex, they definitely made a few top conventions, so I'm just gonna throw that out right now. Deck number 6 is gonna be another 1cc deck. It's Recus on Avalon, another deck that is 1-card combo. Seems like there's a trend here within the top decks right now. A lot of it's like, oh, Despia, 1-card combo, Branded Fusion. You know, Super Heavy Samurai, 1-card combo. Cashier, 1-card combo. You know what? Sun Avalon might as well be a 1-card combo as well with the Loci or the Sun Seed, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't know the name properly, but it is still a very popular choice, and and very similar to Super Heavy Samurai. You can call this like the plant version of Super Heavy Samurai. It starts off into the board building phase where they want to get to a point where they put Jasmine, the Link Jasmine, onto the extra monster zone, pointing to 2 cards. That's the initial setup, and they're going to try to get that tribute off and just build all the disruption based off of that particular point. A lot of people don't know what their cards do. Some people put in like teardrops so that they can tribute away your opponent's monsters. Some people have like Hyperiton. Some people play a bit more safe, going to Recus Sheet, so they have disruption even if they get hit by a Dark Ruler No More. This is another deck that's pretty weak to Dark Ruler No More, but nonetheless, it is a very popular choice right now. I don't know why, but you know, probably is getting a lot more popularity, and it's better to play a deck that a lot of people don't know about, especially during the beginning of the format. And once everyone kind of solves it, you know, it really settles into its proper place later on. But for now, there's been more than a single top. There's been multiple tops with Recus on Avalon, so I am definitely putting that mention into the 6th slot. And the other 2 are the ones that I thought that was going to perform better, but didn't quite stand out just yet. And then number 7, there's Pirelli. Honestly, I thought this deck was going to perform a lot better and perhaps deliver better results, or people just haven't really recorded. But you can see my research isn't that deep. But if you guys have, you know, Pirelli top cut profiles from regional level, I don't want your locals profile. I want to see your regional level profile that hit the top cut, top 8. Leave it down in the comment section. I would like to see, you know, what they're doing right versus all the other people that play the deck and just ultimately failed, because I've heard a lot of people just didn't know what they're doing with the deck, and this deck is very unforgiving when it comes to misplaying. And I guess while Cashier is still out there, this deck isn't completely immune to a lot of the stuff that's currently in the format. Perhaps it's facing a lot of collateral damage from the lineup of hand traps, and even like Scareclaw Kashtira is a big threat to like some of the Pirelli cards. It forces them to react to get rid of certain cards and just start to lower the material count. So I'm not too sure. Who knows? You guys let me know down in the comment section why, you know, we haven't seen as many Pirellis for now. And number 8, that's gotta be Sprites. I know they're around. I've heard people say that they've played Sprite, they hit their top 8, but no one's really featuring anything regarding Sprite. So I'm a little bit concerned about you guys. Like, what happened? How did you guys go from, you know, being one of the more popular decks, you know, at the end of the Photon Hypernova to where we are now? So please let me know if you guys have like regional top cut Sprites. You know, just leave it out in the comment section. I would love to see, because I really believe that you guys are still around, but if not, then I really want to know what happened as well, because I just couldn't find anyone just mentioning Sprite. Is it because like everyone knows what Sprite does and they just don't really care anymore? Or is it something else? You know, educate me on this one, guys. And that's all I got for this video, guys. I know I didn't cover every single deck, but you guys can leave it down in the comment section with perhaps a video link to those deck profiles, because it would really help out to, you know, have a little bit of credibility in there, so I don't have to fact check it for you guys. And if you guys enjoyed this video and want to learn more about future upcoming trends, don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, and check out MSTmerch.com for your TCG accessory needs, from sleeves, over sleeves, mats, box dividers. These are all to help out and make your TCG experience a whole lot better, and it really supports this channel. And new designs are coming out, so I can't wait to show you guys. Stick around for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.